Hello, everyone. Welcome to our legal conversation show. This is your host, Yuridia Ibokwe. I'm here with the Superman, Mr. Opi Bangwo. Thank you for joining us. I want to say hello to everyone. Let's see, who do we have over here? I want to introduce my team because, this is a teamwork. Let's say hello to Laura. You want to come and say hi, Laura? Let's welcome everybody. Hello. Hello, hello. Hola, ¿cómo están todos? Gracias por estar aquí en el show de Legal Conversation Show. And then we have our friend Christian. Come and say hello. Say hello. Welcome everybody. Y luego nuestro superstar Marquitos. Come on, Marcos. You don't want to come. You show your fresh haircut.
Fine boy, Marcos.
No. Come back.
Come on.
Do it well, Marcos. Do it well.
Man, there are a lot of young people out there looking for Marco.
Yeah.
Send me the link so that I can share it on my wall too. Where's the link?
And then Ifani, you're busy? Okay, Ifani's behind the scene busy, but thank you for joining us. Don't forget to join our page. Make sure you share it, you like us. If you have any comments, questions, you can always send it live comments. We're going to have Mr. Opipango answer questions live. And also, if you want to do it to direct message, we're also happy to do that. Well, today's show is going to be about visas, the famous visa. There's so many visas, Mr. Opipango, and not many of us know about it. Usually we just apply for the tourist visa, right? That's the first thing that we do. Or maybe like family visa or a student visa. Those are the top three that are most, I would say, most popular. But there's so many visas out there that we're not aware. You even have a book about,
Yes. It's a good question. I think that for many people outside the country, particularly places like Mexico, Africa, a lot of people get denied visas because they apply for the wrong visas. Because most people, like you rightly said, only know about visitors visa or business visa. Meanwhile, there's so many types of visas out there for them to be able to apply for. And if you apply for the right visa, then your chances increase. For instance, most people don't even know there's a visa for journalists, like the I visa. There's a visa for people who are doing business, like e-visa, treaty investors. There's even visa for you to bring your nanny to the U.S. So there's so many of them, but a lot of people are not aware. That's why I wrote that book called Visa Possibilities in the U.S. And I think we want to give them a free copy today, right?
why not?
All right.
I want a free copy, and I have friends and family that wants a free copy.
So you can download a copy at bi-law.com/visa book. When you go to that page, you put in your information, and then it takes you to the page to download a free copy. It's a 148-page book where I discuss, I think, about 27 types of different visas that people can take.
How many did you say?
About 27 different types
Wow.
of visas, so that people can go for the one they really qualify for. Okay, because you see, particularly those in business, those who have education, instead of just trying to do what I call a lottery, where you apply for a visitor's visa, that's plain lottery.
Yes.
But if you apply for the visa that you qualify for, your chances are much more increased. Unfortunately, most people are not aware of that. And like L visa, which is companies transferring their visitors to the U.S., their employees. Okay, if you have somebody who works for you in your foreign country, you can send them here. You have K visa, you have P visa, for instance, P visa for entertainers.
That's it.
Yes.
So when you say entertainers, that I'm assuming that includes musicians.
Yes.
Whatever, magicians.
Yes, all of them, they have their own type of visas that is specifically for them, P and O visa.
Okay.
So even cultural visa for those who are involved in cultural stuff,
yes,
like all
like
these.
a group that, for instance,
yes.
we have this Linku Academy, one of the sponsors. that they're learning Spanish or English, so they want to come here for like a cultural experience.
Exactly.
They come here just specifically for that. So that's a
yes, that's a Q visa for
instead
that.
of applying for visitor visa.
Yeah, exactly. So,
Oh my
so
goodness.
knowing the type of visa you qualify for increases your chances of getting a visa.
Okay.
So that way you are not just going there. If you, let's say you are a journalist,
Yes.
you want to come and cover the inauguration, or you want to come and cover some stuff in the U.S. You don't go and apply for a visitor's visa. You apply for an I visa. So that way, all you need to do to get an I visa is to prove that you work in an entertainment company and stuff like that. So, but today, like you said, we want to focus on which one would you like to talk about today? There's so many
well,
of them.
I know there's so many. Now I want to talk about all of them.
Yeah, that's okay. We'll make it a series. Don't worry. We'll make it a
We
series.
want to make a series about the 27 visas.
Fair
What
enough.
is it called?
Fair enough. Yeah, there's USA visa possibilities, and you can download the book.
Yes, we have a link in there.
You have a link on the page,
Yes.
bi-law.com/visa book, so that you can put in your information, and then we send you a copy of it. All right, and that way you can study and then even ask questions as the series is going on any of those visas that apply to you.
We're going to do that. I don't want to forget our sponsors. Before
Okay.
we continue, 'cause I
Yeah,
don't
otherwise there'll be
forget.
no money.
Yeah, there will be no show. no show.
Okay,
So I
please.
want to say, we put the link for the BI for people who want to download the book. In the future, Lingua Academy is going to translate that into Spanish.
Spanish,
So
fantastic.
we have people in Spanish. We actually have French, Spanish, English, and Japanese. So,
Wow.
but we're gonna start with the Spanish.
Wow.
But
And Chinese.
if you want, no problem.
No,
We
I'll
have
be
some
delighted.
Spanish.
It's a book that I think everybody should have. That's why I'm not selling it. That's why it's a free download, so that
Thank
everybody
you.
can get a copy of it and educate themselves. Sometimes some of these visas, they are easy to get, but it might take you a while to prepare for it.
Yeah.
For maybe it might take you 6 months to 1 year to set yourself right. So that when you come to the US, you have a plan.
Yeah.
A lot of people come here, they don't have a plan about what they will do once they get here. So they get a visitor's visa, they refuse to go back, the visitor's visa expires. Now they are stranded, they don't have permission to work. They're very qualified, but now they have to do menial jobs to survive.
Yeah.
But if they know the visas that are appropriate to their level of education or qualification, they can plan for it. Even if they don't have everything that they need to get today to get it, they can plan for it so that when they come to the US, they come ready to leave their status. So that, for instance, if you are coming as an architect, okay, you don't just want to go get a visitor's visa. If you know you want to stay here, you want to try to get something like an H-1B. You want to try to get something like an L-1. Things that when you get here, you can use your profession to work.
And it's more natural, right?
Yes,
More
and
natural.
because many people misunderstand sometimes the way U.S. is positioned as far as immigrants is concerned. But thank God we are going to be having a change of government very soon. But the thing is that America itself, as an institution or as a nation, is not against immigrants, but they want people to come in properly, the proper way.
Yes.
But most people don't know. I mean, why will a journalist be disturbing them at the embassy that wants to go? He goes to the embassy. They say, why are you going to the embassy? I want to come and cover the inauguration. They're going to deny you because that's the wrong visa. You are applying for visitor visa when you should be applying for I visa, for instance. Okay, somebody has an au pair or a nanny, is a rich person. Maybe he wins the lottery or maybe gets a visa himself. He wants to bring the nanny, but it doesn't go through the J1 process or through the H2B process. And then you get denied. Or even if the nanny comes in as a visitor, they can actually charge you for child slavery. Because if they come in and they're working for you.
Cases like that.
Oh, I've seen it where you bring in your nanny, is working to take care of your kids, but they didn't have the right visa to do that job. So it's like you're making them work in what they call child slavery, particularly if they're young. You can go to jail. But meanwhile, you don't need to do all of that. You can go through the right process, get them a J visa or get them an H2B visa. And so that way they are coming in the status. So you don't have to lie to anybody. They are your nannies. They are working for your children. Yes. So on and on like that. Okay, because I've seen people I came here not knowing the right type of visa too. I had a master's degree, and for 6 weeks I was looking for a Burger King job in New York. I couldn't even get. Okay, but if I had come properly
Yes.
with the right type of visa that a lawyer can use, then my having to do 2 or 3 years before sorting myself out will not have been necessary. So
Yes.
that is why I think it's important for everybody to know the kind of visas they can get and what,
Yes.
and then be able to apply for it.
I think it's very important to be patient and to plan for things.
Planning, yes, that is the
and knowing that is sometimes it will take. I don't think I don't think it's necessarily longer. It's just that it's the planning. Don't cut corners. Don't jump steps. Just plan one thing after another, and it will be better. Like I said, it's more natural. If you're an architect, why would they deny you if you're being honest? Like, I organize myself. I'm working at this structure. I was hired for this. So I'm just gonna go, for whichever plan you have, right? But if you not honest with yourself, right? Even if you,
I don't think it's lack of honesty, to be honest with you.
What is it?
It's ignorance.
Oh,
Okay? If somebody doesn't know, okay, I just told you myself, I came here with a master's degree, okay, but it's not like I knew the kind of options that are available for me. So most people abroad, they want to come to they're in Mexico, they're in Ghana, they're in Nigeria. All they know is they want to go to the US.
Yes.
So all they simply do is go set up appointments to go for visa. So when they go in there, because they don't know there are other options there, they say, why are you going to US? Oh, I want to go visit my friend. Or I want to go on vacation. Meanwhile, their plan is not just to come on vacation, they want to come here and stay here. So
But the honesty comes.
so in the course of interviewing them, some of
Uh-huh.
these things
Yes.
we come out. Even those who want to come and have children,
Yes.
people don't understand that US does not have a problem with you coming here to have a baby.
Oh, it doesn't?
They don't.
They don't?
No, there is no law against it. But you have to be honest about it.
Yes.
Okay? So if you are coming to have a baby, that's okay.
Just
you want
be
to have,
honest.
yes, you must. You just have to now meet the requirement. You have
Yes.
money to be able to pay for your hospital. You have where you're going to stay. You have the right documentation about your medical situation and all that. They're not going to deny you, but
Just plan ahead.
yes, plan ahead. If take L1 that we are talking about,
Yes.
most companies, most people abroad, and I'm talking to even those who are poor, they have relatives who have good businesses, even if they don't have one.
Okay.
So if you want to come abroad to come and work, it's a very simple thing. You can get your rich relative who has an established business, or if you own your own business, you can then plan to start a branch of your company in the US. For that, the major focus is on the foreign company. Okay, so if your company has existed for like 2-3 years, it probably qualifies to be able to start a branch office here. Then you follow through the planning, like we said, the process, okay, the application, the requirements of it, and then you send yourself, or you send your employee, or that your cousin, or that your nephew that wants to come abroad, that wants to use your company. But they must show that they have worked in your company for at least 1 year, which means it might take 1 year to set up, employ them, pay them, document it properly, so they can come here. And then 6 months after that, they can apply for a green card. It's a very simple process if you get it right. Now,
Okay.
of course, the details, okay, that's why you need lawyers. It's not like you're just going to go there and file. There's so many things you have to put in place.
Yes.
So you need planning. Like planning is number one, and knowledge. If people don't have knowledge, they don't know what to do. That's why I was advising you that book, the visa book, we actually will do a training on each of those visas. Maybe like a kind of 20-30 minute training where I break it down and put it out there on your YouTube channel for them so that people can watch and learn or read the book.
Yes.
So that way, if you decide, oh, it's J1 I want or it's L1 I qualify for, then you get your lawyer and you start working towards it.
Yes.
It might be 6 months, it might be 1 year, even 2 years is better
Yes.
than for you to come for 30 days, then immigration is looking for you or they're knocking on your door, according to my adverts.
Yes.
Right?
No, it's more expensive, sometimes to cut corners. I always say that. It's more it's an investment. It's an investment on yourself to do the planning. Everything when you plan ahead, your life is smooth.
Yes.
It's
But
kind
most
of
of us
like-
don't like the plan.
No, we're lazy.
We are too impatient.
We just, I think impatience get us into trouble all the time. We don't want to wait, and that's why we don't plan. Because we're like, no, I want to do it now. I don't care how it's done, just get it done. And you're not looking at the aftermath. You're not looking ahead. But yeah, it's like lack of information. I noticed that a lot of people say, "Well, I didn't know that. I didn't know where to find that information. That's why I did this." And they rely a lot on families and friends. Well, he did it this way, and she did it this way. And I always say, "Other lawyers, like, who do you to give you that information, right?" But for instance, for this L1 visa, can you tell us a little bit more about that? Like, you mentioned something about the business. Do you have to be the business owner, but you say you send employee, or what's that part?
Okay, first, the L1 visa is what you can call, in a very easy way, intercompany transfer visa. The best way I can explain it is you have a company in your country, Mexico, India, wherever, and you want to send your employee to a branch of your company abroad.
Okay.
So if you own a company in Mexico or Nigeria and you want to send your employee, meaning you have to create a branch office here. Okay, in other words, so it could be, if you don't have presence here before, you can send an employee to come and start a branch office of your company.
Okay.
So the requirements are very simple. The person you are sending must either be a manager level, okay, executive in the company, or somebody with special skills. For instance, depending on the kind of business you are doing.
Let's just say I have a beauty salon in Mexico.
Okay.
And we specialize in Brazilian blowout. Let's
Exactly.
just say that. Or, special techniques.
Exactly.
So I can't just send the manager because she managed the business. I have to send the special technician.
No, you can send both. You can send for instance, if you are setting up your branch office here in the US, okay, you can send a manager to come set it up. Okay.
I can send both.
Yeah, you can send it. Then the person who is a specialist in the Brazilian makeup thing that you want to send, that one will apply under there are 3 categories of L1 to apply for, is what I'm saying. There's a specialized skill category, and then there's the manager category, and there's the executive category. Executive, like the owner, like the director, okay. And then, so once the person has that qualification, take the specialized knowledge. If it's coming under a specialized staff, all we need to do is resume. Okay, what kind of specialized training does he have in that area? What kind of experience does he have in that specialized knowledge? We document all of that, plus the fact that he must show that the foreign company has employed him for at least 1 year, which means you have to document your payroll record to show that you work with that foreign company for 1 year. And then, of course, the foreign company must show they have enough money, okay, to be able to sustain, to get the company off the ground or to pay your salary. So there is no minimum requirement for investment. Okay,
so
unlike
like money,
unlike EB5, that requires $1 million. L1 doesn't require any minimum capital.
The EB5 are for my billionaire friends.
Okay, yes. No, even the L1 is not for broke people. It's just that money is not. You have
to have someone that has the money.
Yes, even L1 is not like it's cheap, but it's not as expensive as. Because I don't want to give the wrong impression that any broke-ass person can just say he wants to come into the US.
Correct.
Okay, they must have a company behind them. Okay, that is in Nigeria or Kenya or wherever the person is coming from. That is established, because they will need record of that company to show that the company has existed in that country for at least 2 years, that they have taxes, that they have all a good structure to show that it's a real and thriving company. And then they prove that you have worked with them for at least a year. And then you also must have your own qualifications for the position there. All of that we put together, and then you having some documentation to show that you're actually serious about setting up the business here. Maybe like a lease for an office, a bank account, company registered. All of that your lawyers can handle for you. It's not a big deal.
I noticed that when clients come here for the consultation, obviously you sit up with them and you explain to them the process, right? And it's one-on-one, specialized for the business. And then after talking to them, you give them like a checklist of the documents that
we have for the L1, yes.
For the L1
visa. So even any type of visa. So those who are interested in that, for instance, they can do online consultation. We actually do online consultation. For those of you who like to talk deeper on this, right now we are focusing on just the L1 visa. So far, you can book an appointment at a vi-law.com/appointment. Please, can you put that on the screen for them? For
Yes.
those who like to book at
Can you mention that again, and we can also
B
type
B
it
I
on the
dash
comments?
law bi-law.com/appointment. Okay, for those of you who are outside the country and you would like to book an appointment on Zoom, you can book an appointment with me and we can break it down for you. Or when you download that book, book about 27 different types of visas, you go through them and you have questions on any of them that you'd like me to clarify, then you can book an appointment. It's only $100 or so for you to book an appointment with us. We will come online and I will give you at least an hour to ask all the questions that you have.
Invest on consultation, because that's how you prepare. It's the best.
Yes, I always tell people you're
best.
better off, even if after the consultation you find out that you don't qualify. It's better than for you to waste so much energy and time before you realize that, or to get a visitor's visa. You know you want to stay, and then you get here, you are trying to fix it. I always tell people, sometimes once you are already here, okay, what to say to them at the embassy will not act against you if you just told them, I just want to come and visit. Okay? Now all of a sudden you are trying to change that status here. Some of that stuff you had already said at the embassy may come and haunt you to change your status, which is why you want to consult with the lawyer first, so that the lawyer can tell you what to say even at your interview.
Yes.
So that when you come in
They
here,
prepare you for the
yeah,
interview. I know that's what I like about this office, that they prepare you, and you guys have so much experience. So this is not your first rodeo. You've been doing this for
since
long.
1997, that's 23. I think I should be
And
retiring by now.
experience, no, but that's for your consultant now. For you're training the small boys.
Yes, no, this is not a
It's
small boy.
circle,
This is
it's
a big
circle.
boy.
No, but we have us,
Exactly. So,
But experience does matter.
no, it does.
It does
Obviously,
matter
it
when
does,
it comes
does.
to lawyers.
Yes,
Oh
it does.
yes, because they say, "Oh no, I done that." Trust me, I
You know,
what
because there's
I'm
the
doing.
theory and there's also the practice. For instance, you might read the requirement
Yes.
in the regulations, particularly in that book or any of the places you go. But how it works out in real life sometimes is different from that requirement. That's where the experienced
theory is
lawyer.
different
Yes.
in real life.
Yeah. That's where the lawyer comes in and can say, okay, we can go at it at this
Yes.
level. I mean, so and I think the smart ones are already taken. I have a couple of clients that I'm consulting for now who are not even planning to come until 2022, but they're already working on getting everything set for that.
That is. So
Yeah,
if
because
they're
I get
not
them-
ready now.
Yes.
You say, well, you're not eligible right now.
Yes.
But here's how
But
you
you
can
can
get
set
ready.
it up. Yes. So that
That's
way you need to,
good.
for instance, if somebody wants to come on L visa, since we are talking about L visa, for instance, and he himself doesn't own a big company that is established, but he has an uncle who has one, or a brother. It can take him a year to get ready, simply by going to talk to the brother. Can you put me on your payroll? Okay, so that way, and then give me a managerial position or whatever. Now it can be an arrangement with them, but the documentation will be real.
Yes.
Because they will issue me a paycheck at the end of every month, that record, because we need it when we're going to file. But what happens mostly, particularly in places like where there's a lot of Ori, Ghana, Nigeria, most other foreign countries, because you're in a rush, they hear me now talk about L1 visa. Oh, that L1, they can transfer employee to the US, right? Many of them will quickly Google, figure out what it takes, which is good, or see it in the book. Then they want to come next month. So they will now go and meet their uncle and start forging the payroll schedule. They know they need at least 12 months payroll, right? So it's easy for your brother to create those 12 records and backdate it, but it would be a bad idea because the U.S. immigration now, they have investigators in most countries that are even your own citizens. They are not white people. I know that from Nigeria, for instance.
Yeah.
They have investigators that are Nigerians. They will go to that company and go.
So they will have to investigate.
Yes.
Obviously.
So
I
they
mean,
will now say, okay, this person works here. If nobody knows you in that company, there's a problem coming.
Of course.
Or they ask them, how long have you? They ask the gate man. They won't come and make it up. They ask the gate man, this person, how long has he been coming? Oh, we only just started seeing him last week. You fail. But if you set it up right, where for that 1 year, even if you only go twice a month to the office,
Yes.
they know you there.
Yes.
Okay, things like that. So you set up properly so that you do it the right way, so that it's difficult for them to deny your application if everything that you need is documented, they can go do whatever investigation they want. So that would be my advice for anybody out there. Yes, yes. You got to set up right.
Plan and be honest. Plan and be honest. We do have some questions from the audience.
Okay.
The first one is in Spanish. I'll say it in Spanish and then we're going to say it in English.
Okay, I see several here. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
La primera pregunta que tenemos del público dice, de Lau, dice, tengo una pregunta. Si ya he intentado sacar la visa de turista antes, pero me la negaron, ¿cuántas oportunidades tengo para intentar para que me la den? So Laura says, I have a question. If I already tried to apply for a tourist visa in the past, but it was denied, how many opportunities do I have to retry until they give it to me?
No, actually, there is no limit to the number of times you can retry.
Oh, there's no limit?
Oh, yeah, I know guys who have gone for visa 8 different times before they got it. So the only thing you just want to do is to be very careful. If you have gone before and they have denied you and you are going again, never say anything inconsistent with what we have said before.
Okay.
Because then that one can give you a permanent ban.
Because they have records of what you said.
Oh, yeah, they keep records of what you said. When you are talking to them, they make notes. You can have a new story. I get it. But make sure your story does not contradict what you have said before.
Yes.
Because they will now say you lied to an immigration officer and they will ban you forever.
Oh, they ban you forever?
Oh, yeah. If you lie to an immigration officer, they ban you. At the minimum, they give you 10-year ban.
At the minimum.
Yeah, and then for you to be able to get opportunity to apply again, they say you have to get a waiver. That waiver you will never get. It takes a long time. Because the waiver is done here in the
U.S. You pay
US.
for it, but it doesn't mean that you can apply and pay for it, but doesn't mean it's going to be approved.
You mean the waiver?
The waiver.
Oh, yes, because now you are at their mercy. They can look at it and say, okay, we're not going to waive it. But the more frustrating part of it is that for those type of waivers, they have to come to the National Visa Center in the U.S. And sometimes it can take months or years before they even look at it. I've had personal experience with some clients there. So you can apply as many times as you want. Just make sure you don't contradict yourself.
Okay.
Okay,
Para respuesta con la pregunta de Laura, lo que el abogado dice que puedes aplicar muchas veces, todas las que tú quieras. Dice que tuvo hasta un cliente que aplicó como 8 veces, pero siempre les recomienda que sean honestos, que sean sinceros y que no se contradican en las entrevistas. La misma información que tú diste, la tienes que volver a dar, no te contradizcas, o sea, sé honesto, porque ellos guardan récord de todo eso.
All right, I see. Okay, go ahead. There's
another question.
You got to take some from my guys from Nigeria too. Though.
Oh, we're going in order. We're going in order. The next one says coming in a visa. Okay. Here's the next one. Si una persona vino con visa de trabajo y se quedó aquí, ¿puede arreglar papeles en un futuro? If a person came here with the visa, with the work visa, and they stay here, can they adjust in the future?
Yes, for most type of visas that you come to the U.S. with anyway, you can always change the status, although there's some types of visas that you cannot change to green card. Okay? So that's also why it's important for you to know the type of visas you are going to be applying for. Because you might get stranded with them. For instance, if you get an e-visa is good. It's a treaty visa, but you can't convert that to green card. So you just have to keep renewing it as a non-immigrant visa.
So there's certain visas.
Yeah, there are certain visas that will not allow you to change your status to permanent resident, like J1, for instance.
Is J1 diplomat or no?
Well, yes, the diplomat visas are a whole different level. Even J1, diplomat visas, you cannot adjust to green card.
No, because I had some friend from the embassy. Well, they're not the diplomat, they're like workers of diplomats. And he was saying, well, can I apply for a green card? Well,
it depends on the type of visas that they have. Like
so I think it's better to do like a consultation, right?
Exactly, because some type of visas are good, you get it, but you get here and you're stranded. You can't change it. So you have to know that in advance so that you don't go and, if you're okay with that, that's fine. Some people are okay with it, they don't want to get green card. As long as they can always renew their work permit and renew their visa, they're okay with it. Yes. So you just need to know which one is. A diplomat visa is probably one of the worst you can get.
The worst ones?
Even if you have your children here, they can't be citizens.
No way.
Oh,
so
yeah.
If I'm a diplomat and my child is born over here, they're not U.S. citizens.
They cannot be U.S. citizens.
But then again, they get immunity, right? Like
yeah, they have immunity. But one day you're gonna be you are going to be sent back to your country as a
So
diplomat.
be careful, like I say, honestly. Okay, so let me little quick Spanish
Yes.
for this, and then we going back to the other question. En respuesta de la pregunta de que si vino con una visa de trabajo y se quedó aquí, el abogado dice de que hay ciertos tipos de visas que sí se pueden transferir a residencia o ajuste de estatus. Es muy importante saber qué tipo de visa es la que tú tienes. Entonces, para eso les sugerimos de que nos envíen un mensaje directo, like a direct message, y ahí les vamos a pedir una consulta, y es mejor que haga una consulta con el abogado, porque sí es algo que se tiene que responder individualmente dependiendo la visa. Next question from Peter Chucks. Is just US visa? Did you see that or no?
Yes, I only talk about U.S. visas. I try not to get, because I don't practice in Canada and I don't practice in London. I may have ideas about their visas, but we don't want to give you advice on air like this about stuff that I don't practice in. So we only talk about stuff to do with the U.S. because that's where I practice, or maybe visas to Nigeria. I'm a Nigerian too.
In Mexico.
And Mexico.
Okay.
A lot of people, you're right.
Yeah.
Mexico is
I used to
a
visit
lot of
officers.
Nigerians will go to Mexico right now.
I give to a lot of Nigerians,
Okay.
yes, and Americans. I used to give them
Yes.
visas, but anyway, for now, for the purpose of this show, it's just U.S. visas.
Yes.
If you have more questions, make a consultation with Oper Panwo, and he'll be able to assist you. Next question with Jill Salgado Rangel. Dice, ¿qué debo hacer para solicitar una visa de negocio si el patrón quien trabajo quiere dejarme de encargado del restaurante donde trabajo? Let me see. What can I do to request a business visa if my boss wants me to be in charge of the restaurant where I work?
Okay, is the restaurant here in the U.S.?
El restaurante está aquí.
Obviously.
Me imagino, ¿verdad? Que el restaurante está aquí en los Estados Unidos.
Well, there are many options your boss can depends on the kind of position you have there. For instance, H2B is one that's a non-agricultural temporary worker. Okay?
Agriculture?
Yes,
Which
non-agriculture,
visa is that?
non-agriculture.
Oh, non-agriculture.
Okay.
Okay.
Temporary worker is H2B.
Okay.
They can do H1B.
Okay.
Okay. I'm just trying to think right off the cuff of my head.
I know,
Several.
sorry.
They depend on your country. You also want to,
Okay.
also depending on your country, maybe visa may apply, or the country of the owner. So there's a lot of dynamics that go in there, but there's several options your employer, if they're really serious about giving you, helping you out. Oh yes, there is what they call the employment permanent employment based immigration levels. There is
So he has options.
he has plenty of options, provided the employer is willing to support it, because there are some options like you want to get green card as an employee of your employer. You might need to do what is called labor certification. That involves the employer, which is essentially saying they can't get an American to do the job that you're trying to do.
Okay, that's
There's a process there. It's a process. So if your employer is willing to help you, there are plenty of options. It's just a question of sitting down with you, knowing what kind of qualifications you have to determine what kind of visas you might be qualified for.
Because you want them to get approved. So
Yes.
you want to make sure that you apply for the right visa.
Exactly, because some may qualify for H1B, or maybe they qualify for H2 visas. It might be even P or O, depending.
Who knows?
Yes,
Maybe
depending
this
on
is like depend what type of chef you are. You know. Maybe
exactly,
like
because
you can-
chef is a specialist skill.
Oh yes, very in the make.
No, they are even recognized
No,
as
they're
specialist skill in
recognized. It
modern
is.
immigration. So.
It is. Bueno, para respuesta a ti, Gil Salgado Rangel, el abogado dice de que efectivamente sí hay visas, especialmente si tu patrón está dispuesto a patrocinarte y apoyarte con esto. Te sugerimos que hagas una consulta directa con el abogado, y ahí te va a poder tomar todos tus datos y te va a decir todas las visas que hay disponibles para ti, y ya tú aquí ya seleccionas con el abogado qué es lo que más te conviene y qué es lo que se puede hacer. Entonces, comunícate a la oficina, manda un mensaje directo Y o llama a la oficina. We can put the office website in there, or info.
Make sure you're also putting the book team in there for them.
And the book, and you can set up an appointment. We have the link where people can go and set up the appointment. Puedes ahí hacer tu cita.
That's not a complete link though.
Okay. O llama a la oficina al teléfono 402-345-5759 y haz una consulta con el abogado y él te va a decir a ti qué visa te conviene a ti. Gracias por tu pregunta, Jill. The other one, Peter, Chuck, is just questions on U.S. visa. Again.
The visa book doesn't have anything there. Are you sure that's the correct link, Nifai? Check it, please.
It's bi-law.com/visa-book.
Yeah, I don't know if that's correct. I think it's visa book without the dash. I'm not sure, but double check though.
Okay, if you guys want to double check, because we want to make sure we put the right link. Is the right one? Okay, confirm. Please reply in English. Okay. Mr. Banwo, please. What about job seekers visa in Germany?
I don't know anything about Germany. Sorry. I myself want to go to Germany. If you know somebody can get me a visa there, that would be good.
That's a very good question, Peter, but right now just U.S. visas. Carlos Perez says, if my daughter is an American citizen living and working in the U.S., do I have chances to become an American citizen?
Say again?
If my daughter is an American citizen living and working in the U.S., do I have chances to become an American citizen?
Of course, if your child is is living in the U.S., if he's a citizen of the U.S., whether he or she is working is even not so much important. Important is citizens of the U.S. are allowed to bring in their parents.
They are allowed to
they're bringing their parents. They follow through the process, depending on how old of course, I'm assuming the child is over 21 years old. If they're over 21 years old, they can bring in their parents through special petitions for them. But now, there's a special case of those who live in a place like Nigeria. Okay, I don't know who asked that question.
Why are you laughing?
No, because is that question from a Nigerian, right?
No, that's from Carlos Perez.
Oh, okay, so it might not apply to him. Because right now, you can't get a immigrant visa from Nigeria.
Yes or no?
Mr. Trump banned everybody. Thank God he's going very soon. So, yes, so there's a way around that. If your child, for instance, if your child is here and he's an American citizen, you can't just get your immigrant visa from Nigeria through your child anymore.
Okay,
so
you
can't get green card type of visas from Nigeria now. So you have to first come as a visitor. And then when you get here, your child can then file the immigrant thing for you.
As a visitor, well, as long as you come with the visa, well, it depends, right?
Yeah, when you come with a visa, then with a non-immigrant visa.
Non-immigrant visa.
Then your lawyer can help you change it to an immigrant visa that gives you your green card.
I think it's a very good idea to plan ahead, consult.
Unlike in Mexico now, they don't have that problem.
We don't.
They don't have it in any other country, not many other countries other than Nigeria and I think about a few others. But,
Nigeria
Mr. Trump doesn't like. I don't know
he
what
loves you guys.
I don't think he loves us.
He wants to make sure you guys are protective.
Well, we are trying to.
Too smart.
Now, since you guys are fighting in your Congress, now we are planning to build a wall. We don't want Americans in Nigeria.
I always say, before you build the wall, we gotta finish the tunnels.
I hear that Mexicans are paying for the wall now. They don't even want Americans to come there.
We got too much money.
They don't want you to come and bomb their Congress. So okay.
Man, what is going on over here? We should pay attention to other things. I think I don't know, cars.
And that's why I want to get my Bugatti right now.
The Bugatti cars. I think I'd rather talk about Bugatti than the walls and all those things.
I'm with you too. Can we talk about cars then?
Can we talk about cars?
No, I don't think this is legal conversations, not car conversation.
Well, let's not get distracted. Do we have any more questions from the audience? Oh, we got Nigerian, I think. Look. From, help me pronounce this name,
Oluwasoji.
Oluwasoji. And then the last name, how do you pronounce the last name?
I can see it on my phone, I don't know. Why are you murdering this man's name now?
I'm sorry.
What is the spelling
You
for
need
me?
to teach me. Teach me how to say this name. Oluwasoji.
Oluwaso, yeah, you're married to a Nigerian. You better be saying this thing correct.
When he speaks Spanish, I'll speak Igbo.
No,
I'm gonna say that.
he's not married to Spanish.
It says, how do I get a work visa permit to US?
Okay, Oluwasoji, Ebi Wonjumi. That's a tough name. I've never had that before. That's a tough level name.
I'm telling you, you're giving me trouble. And he's too much wahala. Too much wahala.
They'll be waiting for you in Nigeria, you know. Okay.
I know.
How do I get a visa work permit to US? Well, that's a very, very general question you're asking, Soji. There's several, like we just said, there's at least 27 types of different visas you can get, of which more than 15 of those are work visas. So what I would personally advise is that you want to download that book that we're giving for free, the bi-law.com/visa-book.
Yeah,
when you download it, you will see a breakdown of all the different types of visas there, particularly work types of visas. Go through the requirements of each. Then you can then highlight maybe 2 or 3 that you think you might be able to get the qualifications for, because each of them have requirements. Then from there, you can then either engage an attorney to start working with you, or keep doing the research yourself to make sure you got everything you need.
Yes.
America is looking for people to come and work here. For instance, they are literally begging nurses to come, for instance. Okay, we have not even talked about nurses visa. I'm not even sure I even covered that in my book, by the way.
Well, don't worry about it. If people want to know, why not,
yes.
Right?
So we can have an episode on that, because for me, there's a lot of nurses in Africa, everywhere, I don't know about Mexico, that don't have jobs.
Yep.
Okay, meanwhile,
what if they do, they get paid very bad.
They are literally begging them here.
Yes.
They are waiving some requirements for nurses.
Are you kidding me?
Yes, they're waiving it. And it's not just US. With this COVID thing, everybody wants nurses. Britain, Canada, they are waiving the
a lot of requirements.
So if you're a nurse, or you have opportunity to go be a nurse in Africa, maybe it's 2 or 3 years, I don't know. Some people might need that. Maybe you are unemployed now, you've got a degree for 5 years. Maybe you want to go do nursing.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, you might say it's 3 years, but 3 years will soon be here. Okay, you get it? Your employment is almost certain when you get abroad, not even almost, definitely. And they make a lot of money. We all know that.
Yeah.
Nurses in the US make a lot of money. They make more money than even some graduates, than even some lawyers.
Yeah.
So for me, Soji, is about strategy, positioning, and it starts first with you doing your research. I've done the research for you in that book, because all I did in that book was I didn't go into details. What are the requirements, what the visa is, what you need to be able to qualify, how long it takes, and stuff like that. So I earmark about 3 or so that you think might be good for you. Then seek professional help in narrowing down to 1 or 2. Then start working towards it. You don't just go to the embassy and say, I want a work visa. Okay? There are different things that, for instance, some of them might require you to get an employer first in the US. Which means part of your preparation might be to contact those who get people jobs. They are there. Employment companies are everywhere.
That is true.
Okay? So you might first have to go through that.
Yes.
There are some work visas that don't require you to get employment offer yet in the US. Okay, there are some that you don't need them. For instance, if you're an extraordinary alien, or you have won awards and stuff like that. There are categories that doesn't require you to have an employer first. By yourself, you can apply and get it. So it depends. Again, coming back to my recommendation, do your research. Get that book I just gave away for free. It's free, so you have nothing to lose. And then research some more. Narrow down to 2 or 3. Book an appointment with us. That $100 is probably going to be the best money you spend in terms of helping you to analyze where you want to be. And if you've done some research already, before you come to that meeting,
it's even better.
Yeah, so you can ask pointed questions.
Yes.
That way you get better value. And if you don't have the $100 to pay, do the research yourself. Google knows everything.
Yep. Yeah.
So I hope that answers your question, Soji. Yep.
Soji? Is that how you say it?
Yes, Soji. You better be learning these things.
Is that how long when you learn Spanish?
No, you're the one married to Nigeria. You better.
what? I can pull this thing up and down. Do we have any more questions? Oh, yeah, Raúl Rentería. Hola, Raúl. Dice, excelente tema. Gracias, Legal Conversation Show y Yuridia Carolina Bocuer por mantener informada a nuestra comunidad latina en Nebraska. Saludos a todos en el estudio. Raúl, te extrañamos. Regresa, visítanos. Raúl Rentería, he's one of the community leaders here in Nebraska, and he's thanking us for this great show and to keep the community informed, especially the Latino community here in Nebraska, and he's greeting to everybody in the studio. So if everybody wants to say hello to Raul, say it. Raul. Make sure you guys, I think this is a great information. Thank you for doing this for us, Sophie.
Yes,
Make sure
yes.
the audience, take advantage to make your comments right now, because your question might be somebody else's, questions
Exactly.
too. And that's how we learn, right? By asking
Yeah,
questions.
tell them to like the page. You got to like that page. So
Make sure you like the page. Make sure you share it. Make sure, what else? I mean, you're
and then
the
post your
guru.
questions. We are going to respond. Even if you are watching the recorded version of this on the page, post your questions. Somebody's always monitoring the thread. We will respond to your questions. And always be on the lookout. We go live every Saturday, right?
Yes,
Yeah.
every Saturday at 1:30
At
Central
1:30,
Time,
there's 1:30 Chicago time,
Chicago time.
2:30 New York time, and that will be 8:30 Nigerian time. What time is that in Mexico?
It's the same.
Same
It
time.
depends in which area you
Which
are.
area? Okay.
But Chicago, it's central, I guess, and then we'll figure it out.
And we have several episodes already that we have on that page. So
Yes.
feel free to go through the page so that you can look at some of the past episodes that might be of benefit to.
And I'll definitely make the translation for the book into Spanish, so people. There's about 22 countries that speak Spanish.
Yes,
We can
Biodun
have
said he
that.
needs the book. Can you post the link to the book again?
We're gonna-
Biodun, you want to look, if you're hearing us, you want to look on the subtitle on the page now. They are going to post it in a second. All right,
Yes.
it's bi-law.com/visa-book.
If somebody can reply to the message with the link, that would be great too.
Okay, yeah, let me even post it. What am I
Yeah,
talking
you can
about?
put it in there.
Okay. Yeah, because this is fine, I don't know. I've asked him to post it. It's 2 minutes now. He has not posted it.
You show too much love to this boy.
Yes, I love him. That's why I
When I
asked him.
say hello to your mom, I hope she's watching us in Nigeria.
Oh, the mom is watching.
Is anybody watching us from Nigeria? Because if you do, I want you to put
Yeah,
the
there are
comments.
Nigerian guys here. I can see them right here. These are my
Where are
people.
you guys listening from? Where is Oluwasoke?
Okay. Okay, she wants you to type where you are watching this from.
Yes, can you guys type where you're watching from?
Visa-book.
I know Laura is here. Raúl Renteria, are you in Omaha? Or where are you?
Download my free book.
Carlos Perez, Peter Chucks, where are you? Oh, really? Oh, hola, saludos al Salvador. Do you guys have any other questions? Take advantage.
All right, we good?
I did had a question about I had a friend asking me about the nanny visa.
Okay, so let me give a shout out to some of my. We have Gwen watching. Gwen, shout out right here. You know I love you. Gwen is one of our old clients. In my salad days, those are my clients, and she's always been loyal. Abiodun, I see Tony Balogun. I see you, and we hail you out here. Lou, is it Lau? Lau, okay. Soji, thank you so much for tuning in. Raul Rentera, thank you so much.
Yeah,
Make
Raúl.
sure you download the book. Chinex14, we see you. Peter Chooks, I see you. Gil Rangel. Okay, yes. We are saying about, have we out of time yet?
No.
Okay, so
we
what
want
was
to
your
make
question?
sure. The nanny visa.
Yes.
Let's just say that I get married and I want to have children, but I want to bring my nanny because it's a special person
Oh, yeah, big girl.
from my
Yeah, very
big.
big
Can
girl.
be anybody. It can be anybody watching my babies. So how can I do that?
Oh, yeah, there's several options, and I want to preface that by advising, particularly the big boys outside the country, the big boys from Mexico and Nigeria who are used to having nannies in their houses when you're coming to the U.S. Yes, this is a fact because this has got a lot of people into trouble.
It gets you into trouble. So this is a very,
because the average, above average person in Nigeria has got a nanny. Yes. Nannies are not expensive. Yeah. But yeah, many of them, when they come to the U.S., they say they want to help these nannies because, I mean, if your boss can bring you from Nigeria to U.S., that's a big help. Yeah. It changes your life.
It does.
So they want to help them, but sometimes they get in trouble because that's what is also called child trafficking. Before you get into trouble, because many of these nannies are young age in Africa. Okay,
when you say young age, how young?
It can be anywhere from like 15 to 20. They are young.
Okay.
Some of them maybe even younger. So if you are bringing in if you want to bring in your nanny for them to come and take care of your babies here, you want to be very careful. I would rather you work towards getting them a nanny visa, so that way they are working as nanny. Because if someone is a nanny, the way you pay them is even different from the way you pay normal workers, so that you don't have to overpay. Okay, so there are two options to bring in nanny. That's what they call the J1 option. Now that J1 option is a bit involved in the sense that you have to enroll with organizations that actually handle nannies. There are recognized organizations by immigration that handle nannies and post nannies to the
that's effective,
to the US.
Right?
Yeah, so you register with them and they can get you one. But if you have a specific nanny that you want that is your own, you might get that nanny to register with them. Hopefully they can then post that person to you and go through the paperwork. That's J1.
Yes.
But if you don't want to go through that process, you already have a nanny you want, maybe one that your kids are used to. Yes. It might be H2B that you need to apply for.
H2B?
H2B, that's the one I mentioned earlier. Non-agricultural temporary worker. In other words, you are bringing them in to be nanny for a temporary time.
When you said temporary, are we talking about 6 months, 1 year, 2 years?
Yes, exactly. So, but the beauty of it is that it's renewable.
Okay, so even if it's expired, you can renew it.
Yes, you can renew it. Okay. So when you take them through that, yes, it involves some processing. But I'd rather you go through that than get into problem later with them. Because what those nannies do, and they put their bosses in problem here, is after they've been here 3 or 6 months, they're having friends. Somebody's going to tell them that they can actually get green card if they report you.
Be careful with
Yes, I've seen that it's happened to even some clients that we know.
Yes.
Where they will not tell them that you are using them to work 24/7. You know, it's illegal.
Yes.
For you to work 24 hours here.
Yep.
Nannies in Africa, they don't have closing time. You can wake them up at 4 a.m. to go cook.
They clock in, but they don't clock out.
Yeah, they live with you
like
mostly.
Housewife.
Yes, they're there. Okay, so you come here and do that in the U.S., that is child trafficking. You get in trouble. So
and
those
that is
kids,
a criminal offense.
Child trafficking, not only is it a criminal offense, 21-year jail. It's not a small jail.
21 years.
It's a child trafficking. People are going to be freaking out. They don't even know you are talking nanny. If the judge hears child trafficking, or is a bad thing.
Consult
okay,
the lawyer.
So those nannies are getting smart, particularly those from Nigeria. And I'm talking to my Nigerian people now. Be careful, because once they start going to school or whatever, somebody's going to tell them, because there are special visas, special green cards for people who report somebody doing a crime.
Oh, so they even. I see what you're saying.
See?
So you have to make
sure. So there's the T visa and the, what was it? I think it's the Q visa. That's
some visa.
There are different types of visas, green cards. So when you give information about somebody committing a crime, maybe they are doing drug, child trafficking, any type of crime, and you are providing information to immigration, they give you a green card.
Yes.
Now, these nannies want to get a green card. They want to be here.
Yes.
And of course, because you brought them, human mind, most of these bosses, every once in a while you threaten them. Maybe they are not behaving well. I'm going to send you back home. They don't want to go back home. So now somebody tells them, go tell immigration that you are working
and then you get
12
a green
hours.
card.
Yeah, and so they give them a green card. But the boss goes to jail, 21 years.
So the boss that brought you here,
Yes.
you complained to your boss.
Yeah,
so
no, to
you
the
can
to complain to
to
immigration.
immigration about your boss that
Yes.
she brought me here
And I
as
work
her
every day.
nanny, but I
Yes.
work every day. I'm a
Yeah.
slave.
Yeah, and they're not paying me
then
well.
They're not paying me well, so
And that's
I want to report her. And
yes.
then immigration, like, oh sure, we'll give you a green card, but then somebody have to go to jail.
Of
And
course,
that's
because
gonna
you are the
be
witness against
yes,
the person for committing is a crime to
yes.
make somebody work more than 8 hours without paying them that money, unless they are nannies. See, nannies have a special consideration.
Okay.
But if you didn't bring them as a nanny with nanny visa, they come in as a visitor visa with you.
Yes.
So number one, for even paying them to work, you're already doing illegal. They don't have work permits. You're
Yes,
giving
because
them
they're visitors.
yes,
You know.
and you're paying them. So they'll report you. Immigration comes for you. They charge you to court, and then they get their green card. You get deported after going to jail. It's a big racket going on right now. Okay.
So the best way, if you want a nanny, go consult a lawyer and say,
Yes.
what are my options? And then the lawyer will tell you, we have A or B or C, whichever. And then get prepared, plan ahead, and then you bring a nanny as a nanny.
Exactly.
You know,
And if
yes,
you are not
ma'am.
doing all of that, you also want to consult a lawyer if you are just bringing them as a visitor so that they can help you out to structure it, which means you won't pay them money here. Okay? And then you don't make them stay with you, or maybe you do a contract that they are living with you, make them pay you rent. See, that's a way, there's always a way around this stuff. So you bring them in,
Oh my
then they're
goodness.
staying in your house. Make sure it's documented that they are tenants.
Yes.
Okay? And you can charge them. So maybe you increase their salary that you're paying or their allowance, then take it back in rent. So now they can't complain that it's a crime going on. They are tenants.
Yeah, they're
They
tenants.
chose to live there. And they're even paying you money to live there. So everybody's... but-
Information is powerful.
yes.
So we have two,
And a smart lawyer is powerful.
And this month,
we have two more questions.
Yes.
One from Peter Chooks and one from Mr. Reyes.
Okay.
So we can go ahead and read them.
Oh, there's a nice question from Peter Chooks. Okay, but go ahead.
No, you can read it.
Yes, Peter Chooks says, I'm a Microsoft certified solution expert. What are the chances of getting work, visa, and getting citizenship? All this we have been talking about applies to you because now you are a special skilled worker. Okay? So as a special skilled worker now, there are several options available for you. Again, and without having to go through the 4 or 5 different types of opportunities I think you have, you want to get the book, go through it. As a certified guy, you can read, okay? Narrow down about 4 or 5 options or 3 options, then book an appointment with your lawyer.
Yes.
So that then you can ask questions after you have checked your the requirements, so that we can help you narrow it down, and then from there you can start processing it. Because America is looking for qualified people.
Yes.
So, but you
They
just have to
we
do
want
it right.
the best. We want the best. And if you are up there, apply. Right? What's the worst that can happen?
All right.
You ready to? Oh,
Next question.
Luwasoji, she's watching us from Lagos, Nigeria.
Those are my people right there. Yes.
Hello. It's my people too, okay?
That's
It's my people too. Hello. Is she, I'm assuming she's
Is a he.
Yoruba.
Is a
Or
he.
he,
Yes, a he.
Yoruba or
Yes,
Igbo?
Yoruba, definitely.
Yeah, because
It's
it
Yoruba.
sounds like Yoruba.
Yes, Yoruba. No, it's not Igbo. I know your husband is Igbo. It's
Yes,
Yoruba.
very Igbo.
Let me find an Igbo one for you on this thread.
Okay, we have another one from Rangel Reyes. Hola, tengo una pregunta. Mi esposo tiene más de 10 años que fue deportado porque lo agarraron con papeles falsos con los que trabajaba. Él era ilegal, pero ahorita queremos tramitar una visa de turista. ¿Qué probabilidad hay de que se la aprueben? Soy de México. Okay. So it was asking, I have a question. My husband has been was deported 10 years ago, was arrested for using false papers while he was working. He was illegal. At this moment, we want to process a tourist visa. What are the possibilities of getting the visa approved? I am from Mexico.
All right. If it depends on the kind of if he was working without permit, like you said, and then they deported. For you to be able to come back, you have to get a waiver.
Okay.
If you come back without a waiver, let's say he comes back illegally, they're going to put him in
That's
jail.
double re-entry,
Yeah, that's it.
right?
And then it's straight up
Yeah,
jail
no
and
good, no
deportation.
bueno.
But again, too, the waiver will also depend on the kind of illegal papers he was using. For instance, if he never claimed to be a U.S. citizen, if he's just using fake paper, whatever, and he didn't claim to be a U.S. citizen, he can probably get a waiver, even though it's always difficult to, but it can be processed.
At least he can
There's
apply.
a chance, yeah. But if he had claimed to be a U.S. citizen, it's a permanent bar. So there's be no point wasting your money with any lawyer. You're not going to get approved if you have claimed to be a U.S. citizen.
That's a permanent bar.
It's a permanent bar.
So it doesn't matter how many waivers you file or spend money.
Even if you have American children born here.
Even if you're married to Donald Trump, just
Well, I don't know if you're married to Donald Trump, I don't know.
Biden?
They might shoot you at the border because by that time you will have been gone. They might decide to just shoot you.
I shouldn't say Donald Trump. She said the U.S. president.
If you're married to the U.S. president. Well, the U.S. president's wife came in with H-1B.
Right?
Yes, the wife is H-1B. She used to come to the U.S.
Yeah, the wife. We all forget that the wife is an immigrant.
Yes.
Para responder de tu pregunta, Reyes, el abogado, te sugerimos que hagas una consulta con el abogado. Mándanos un mensaje directo para que hagas una consulta con el abogado y te explique bien esto detalladamente, pero algo así en general dice que hay posibles perdones que puedes aplicar siempre y cuando los papeles que hayan usados que no hayan sido de un ciudadano americano, porque ese es un castigo de por vida. No importa cuántos perdones aplicas o que estamos jugando aquí, que si te casas con el presidente, lo que sea, no, si los papeles fueron de ciudadano americano, no tienes perdones, te castigan de por vida. Te sugerimos que hagas una consulta con el abogado para que te den más detalles sobre al respecto. Okay, I think we're good.
Yes, I think we already over. It's a 1 hour show, right?
Yeah.
We're almost 2 hours, so let's wrap
But
it up.
if we have 2 hours, really?
Yeah, it's almost. Yeah, we're already at 1 hour 30 minutes.
1 hour? Just when you're having too much fun.
I agree.
Yeah,
well,
you're a very fun guy, Opie. You're a very fun guy. You want to put some music or something?
Oh, come on now. Yeah, you want me to show them my steps? Come on, put on some music.
Some steps.
Because some of these guys don't think I can dance. Okay, Marco, put on some music.
Put some music. We want some music. Put some.
See, Marco has been eating all day. That's all he's been doing there.
He's putting chopsticks.
He's been eating all day.
Thank you for watching. We are going to have... we're planning, when I went to Mexico, a lot of people were asking if you can come and give a conference.
I'm ready to go any day, man. Let's go.
Okay, so
is it the Sinaloa place?
Sinaloa.
I want to go to
Sinaloa.
Sinaloa.
Próximamente en Culiacán queremos hacer una conferencia específicamente. We want to promote your book, promover el libro de las 27 visas disponibles, que muy poco sabemos de estas visas. Y el abogado Pipango lo vamos a llevar a Culiacán, Sinaloa. Vamos a llevar a Culiacán, Sinaloa. I want to make sure that we thank our sponsors. If you want to put the sponsor, which is Bambo Nibokwe Law Office, we thank you guys so much for sponsoring these shows and believing and supporting us. Also for the Salón Revive Salón, que siempre nos pone bien bellas con el maquillaje.
There you go.
And last,
what about my suit designer? They didn't sponsor yet. Come on now.
And then, Laurita, look at
there
little
you go.
bags.
There you go. Nice one.
Aquí también tenemos a Laurita, que ponga ahí en los comentarios el link de todos los servicios que hace. Y Linkua Academy. También tenemos a Linkua. Make sure you guys put all those links in there. And you said like the page, comments, and share the information, because sharing is caring.
There you go. And one final good news to the Mexican audience. Hey, the Hispanic audience. You know that we just got an alert yesterday that the Supreme Court has decided that they want to look into green card for TPS people. They want to hear the case. Maybe we'll talk about that next week. It's great news because so many people are even DACA. They want to look at it now.
DACA?
Yes, Supreme Court. So it's going to be is some great news. I'll give you more details next week about this new development.
During the week, we're going to definitely, for Saturday, we're going to have mid set up, but all week we definitely we have a lot of questions. There's a big demand about the migrations.
That's fine.
I encourage all the DACA applicants, just apply, you know. And I heard a lot of clients that were asking, like, well, I never applied. Can I apply? Yes, you can. For TPS, just do it. You know, just do it.
Yeah,
if
we'll
you're
talk about that
eligible
next
for
time.
citizenship, just do it. We have here Dr. Pipango answer all the questions. Thank you for your support, and we'll see you next week. Bye-bye.
How do you say bye-bye in Mexican?
Adios.
Adios, adios,
Oh,
amigos.
hasta la vista.
Hasta la vista.
Baby.
All right, guys. See you guys. I want to tell me Nigeria. Shewakpa. The Lord bless you. Go marry you next week. I'm speaking my own language too now.
Yeah, you speak your language.
I want to tell me Leko. I want to tell me Nigeria. Marry you next week. Shewakpa. Stay safe.
We love diversity. We love diversity, and I want to thank my whole crew too: Laura, Christian, Marquitos, and Infani. Okay.
All right,
See
bye.
you. Bye. Adios.